Let's be honest. We've all been caught in this loop. You get a brilliant idea, a goal that actually excites you. You spend hours, days, maybe even weeks planning every little detail. You buy the domain, you get the new workout gear, you outline the entire novel. It feels super productive, right? Like you are in control. But then the planning never really ends. And speaking of this, welcome to the podcast. I have a very special episode for you today, one that I think we can all relate to at some point on this journey. So there you are with a brilliant idea. Everything is ready, and then you find yourself at the research stage. This is a phase that spirals into a YouTube rabbit hole, the perfect title for your first blog post or even your first video just won't come to you. You decide you need a better camera, more experience, or a bolt of lightning from heaven itself before you can really start. And this isn't your first rodeo because you've been down this rabbit hole before. And here comes the self-talk, the doubting, the questioning, wondering why you can't find that one thing that you can just get right, follow through with. And there you go, deeper down that loop that just keeps feeding on itself. This isn't a character flaw. You're not lazy. You've fallen into what I call the perfection trap. Now, the perfection trap, it's cozy there. It's a logical sounding cage we build for ourselves. And what it really is a defense mechanism. We dress up our hesitation in the noble pursuit of excellence, telling ourselves we're not just waiting, aimlessly, we're waiting for the right conditions. But what we're really doing is hiding from fear. Fear of not being good enough, fear of what other people will think, fear of making a mistake, of failing, or maybe even the fear of succeeding and having to face what comes next. Perfectionism is just fear in a fancy suit. It creates a paralyzing all or nothing mindset. So either the result is going to be flawless or it's going to be a complete failure. And since flawless is impossible, the safest choice feels like never starting at all. So you stay in the planning mode where the dream can remain perfect, pristine, and untouched by the messy reality of doing the work. If it makes you feel better, you're not alone in this. I've been there so many times. I once had an idea, actually. This was actually recently, maybe within the past year or so. So I had an idea for an online course that I was obsessed with. I think I spent 6 months planning it. I had hundreds of pages of notes, dozens of slide templates, and a spreadsheet analyzing every competitor out there. But I never recorded a single lesson. I was waiting for the perfect script, the perfect camera, the perfect launch day, the perfect title. Meanwhile, a friend of mine had a similar idea and recorded his first video on his phone with a messy background and just put it out there. It wasn't perfect, but it was real. And while I was still planning, a year later, he was getting feedback, improving his content, and building a community. I wasn't just behind, I was completely stationary. Does this sound familiar to you? That's the real cost of the perfection trap. It's not just about the project you don't start, it's the confidence you don't build, the skills you don't learn, and the opportunities that pass you by while you're waiting for a green light that you have to turn on yourself. And if you can relate, if this happens to you more times than you want to remember, I have a solution for you. And it doesn't involve perfection at all. In fact, it is an imperfect action. Hear me out. So if perfectionism is the trap, the key then that unlocks that cage is a simple, powerful principle: imperfect action. Imperfect action is the commitment to starting before you feel ready. That's it. Start before you feel ready. It's about ditching the need for a perfect plan and embracing the power of a messy start. Just wait. It's not what you think, though. It isn't about producing sloppy work. It's about realizing that progress is infinitely more valuable than perfection. And here's how you actually do it. All you need is 2 minutes. That's it. 2 minutes. First, just master the 2 minute start. Whatever your huge goal is, shrink the first step down to something that takes less than 2 minutes. Want to write a book? Open a new document, Word document, or wherever you start writing. Write one sentence. Want to start a YouTube channel? Record a 2 minute clip on your phone right now. Want to get fit? Just put on your workout clothes. That's it. The goal isn't to finish, it's just to start. And anyone can do something for 2 minutes. What you're doing, it's a tiny step, but you're going to demolish the biggest hurdle getting started. Once you're in motion, staying in motion then is going to be easy. Second thing, focus on reps, not results. So in the beginning, your only job is to show up, to get started, to get in motion. Stop judging what you create and start celebrating the fact that you created it. Don't worry if your first article, for example, is not a masterpiece. Just hit publish. Don't obsess over whether your first workout was intense enough. Just be proud that you actually did it. The goal of your first few attempts is not a perfect outcome. It's just getting the repetitions in. This is what builds the habit of action. When showing up it's just going to become automatic. So you stop replying on these fickle feelings, like you just stop relying on fickle feelings like motivation. Third, and this one is going to change everything. Give yourself permission to be bad at it. This might be the most liberating mindset shift you can actually make. No one starts as an expert. Every artist you admire once painted a terrible canvas. Every entrepreneur you look up to once made a clumsy sales pitch and probably failed on several businesses. They didn't succeed because they were flawless from day one. They succeeded because they were willing to just be bad at it first. And they got better by doing whatever it is they were doing. Anything worth doing is worth doing poorly at the beginning. Your first attempts are not a measure of your potential. They are the price of admission for learning a new skill. Finally, break your goals into micro steps. A huge ambition can feel completely overwhelming. The thought of building a business can be terrifying, because there's so much to do. But what about researching one potential customer, for example? That's doable. Write a book sounds impossible. So try just outlining the first chapter. Much less scary. When you're staring up at a giant mountain, this goal, that peak seems unreachable. But if you just focus on taking the very next step, you can climb anything. Break your goals down into the smallest possible task. This makes them feel less intimidating and gives you a clear path forward where every small win builds your confidence. That's the core of imperfect action. It's about finding the path of least resistance to get started, because one tiny step forward is infinitely more powerful than just you standing still waiting for the perfect everything to happen. This is where it all clicks. When you finally go, you let go and you commit to imperfect action. You just set off a powerful chain reaction that goes way beyond just getting a task done. You fundamentally change how you relate to your work, your motivation, and yourself. And let's take a look at what is going to happen for you. The first thing you're going to notice is that action creates clarity. You might think you need a perfect plan before you start, but it's the other way around. You find the plan by starting. You can't steer a parked car, right? It's impossible. You can crank the wheel all day, but nothing is going to happen until that car is rolling. The movement, the moment actually, it's moving, even slowly, then you can steer it anywhere. You get it, right? Because your goals work the exact same way. It's only by doing the thing that you discover about what works and what doesn't. So, your messy first draft shows you how to write the better second draft. Your awkward first conversation teaches you how to be a better communicator. You don't find the answers by thinking. You don't find the answers by thinking. You find them by doing. Each step is going to reveal the next one. And I would say the second and most profound change that you will see that is happening for you is that motivation follows action. This is the secret most people get completely backward. We think we need to feel motivated before we act, so we wait. We watch motivation videos or scroll inspirational quotes, hoping for a magical jolt of energy. But that's not how it works. Motivation isn't the cause of action, it is the effect of it. When you take that first tiny 2-minute step, your brain is registering a small win for you. That little hit of satisfaction and confidence is the motivation you were waiting for. This creates a powerful feedback loop. Action leads to a small win. That win creates motivation, and that motivation makes the next action even easier. You don't need to feel ready to start. You just start, and then you'll feel motivated to keep going. And then this will take you to the third thing that you will see happening for you. It's an outcome that you're going to see. You're going to build unstoppable momentum. Momentum is the force that turns small, inconsistent efforts into massive long term achievements. And it's built by one thing: consistency. When you take a small action every day, you're not just chipping away at a goal, you're building an identity. You're no longer the person who wants to be a writer. You are a writer because you write every single day. You're no longer someone who hopes to get in shape. You are an active person because you move your body every day. Every action is a vote for the person you want to become. This momentum carries you through the days that you don't feel like it, because they're going to be those days, because you're no longer running on willpower. You're running on the powerful engine of habit. And finally, what is happening for you is that your confidence is going to explode. Confidence isn't a trait you're born with. Let me say that again. Confidence isn't a trait you're born with. It's a skill you build. It's the reputation you have with yourself. Every time you tell yourself you'll do something and you actually follow through, no matter how small, you build a little bit more trust with yourself. Each imperfectly published article, each clumsy workout, each small step is another piece of evidence that you're someone who does what you say you will do. So you learn from experience that you can handle uncertainty. You stop being afraid of the unknown because you've proven to yourself over and over that you can figure things out as you go. So what happens when you stop waiting for the perfect moment? You get your life back. You trade the anxiety of what if for the clarity of what's next. You stop being a spectator in your own life and you become the creator of your future. And you realize the perfect moment isn't something you wait for, it's something you create right now with one small, messy, courageous step. The right time will never arrive. All you have is now. So, my challenge to you is this: what is one small imperfect action you can take today to move forward with your goal? Not tomorrow, not next week, today. It doesn't have to be big, it just has to be a start. Let me know in the comments and the feedback below what you're going to start. I want to see you commit. And if this message hit home, subscribe for more ways to stop overthinking and start doing, because the world doesn't need any more perfect plans. It needs your messy, brilliant, and courageous action. Start where you are, use what you have, do what you can. The rest will follow. Until next episode, take care of your mind, body, and soul.